On Lagos Update this week. President Muhammadu Buhari in Lagos inspects Atlantic City project and commissions Keke Bus Terminal. Tinubu at 66, Asiwaju's era as Lagos governor showed his capacity for governance. Lagos truly deserves a special status. These are the tidbits on Lagos Update this week. President Muhammadu Buhari recently had a two-day official state visit to Lagos State. He formally commissioned the Keke Bus Terminal, designed in line with the bus reform initiative of the state government. The president, accompanied to the facility by Governor Akinwunmi and other government functionaries, lauded the state government's various initiatives aimed at solving the transportation needs of the state's teeming population. He particularly commended the developmental strides recorded in the last 3 years within Lagos State.
I commend the governor for developmental strides he recorded within the space of 3 years of governance. I recognize the push of the state government in reforming public transportation, especially the bus reform project, which would make modern transport buses that are air-conditioned available to the people. I acknowledge the vision of Lagos State government for revamping the railway transportation system. President outlined a New Year message on the plan for Pan-African railway transportation. I commend Lagos State for also developing rail infrastructure to cater for movement of its growing population.
Earlier, Governor Ambode said the Keke Bus Terminal signposted his administration's commitment to reform public transportation, infrastructure and management.
On behalf of the people of Lagos State, I welcome His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to the commissioning of this modern edifice, which signposts our commitment to reforming our public transport infrastructure and management in this state. Mr. President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in the last 3 years, we have committed to revamping and providing a new integrated transport system to support our growing population. We have initiated and completed the provision of infrastructure that are scalable and will support the daily needs of our people to meet their connectivity and mobility needs.
He added that the vision remained the provision of a functional, efficient, and integrated transport system to support the populace and facilitate commerce.
The Keke Bus Terminal is one of our flagship transport infrastructure under the state's bus reform initiative. This first phase of this program will see 13 new bus terminals introduced, including major terminals at Oshodi, Yaba, Ojota, Agege, and the already completed TBS terminal. We will inject 820 environmentally friendly high-capacity buses in the first phase of this reform by September 2018. Just like you've been told already, 300 new bus stops are under construction as we speak, 3 bus depots, and intelligent transport system, which will also aid Lagosians to plan their journeys on our public transport system.
The Keke Bus Terminal will process about 200,000 passengers daily across 23 destinations. Its features include 13 ticketing booths, route licensing, terminal bus attendants, food and restaurant services, etc. Currently, over 12 million Lagosians use public transportation daily. The Ikeja terminal is one of the 13 designed to change the narrative in Lagos by exposing the people to befitting and comfortable facilities to commute across the state.
Okay, children, what have you noticed lately in your environment?
The streets in my estate are bright lit at night.
The road to my grandpa's house was repaired before I got back from summer holidays.
I feel safer when I see the new RS cars around.
So kids, who did it?
Let's pay our taxes so we all can grow together. You did it. Tax did it.
President Muhammadu Buhari was also at the Eco Atlantic City project. He thanked local and foreign entrepreneurs for investing in Lagos. Commending the initiators of the Eco Atlantic City, the president expressed optimism in the project's potential to create jobs and boost Nigeria's economy.
Which I have just gone round to see. I'm extremely impressed with the potentialities of this project and the amount of jobs and building the economy this job is capable of doing. I'm very grateful for those who agreed to invest so much in our country, to get a secure area for operations, capable of handling big businesses and investments throughout Africa, in the name of God Almighty. Amen.
According to Governor Ambode, the project was a practical example of private and public sector collaboration for development.
This project was actually initiated by His Excellency former Governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we're so glad today that Mr. Roland Chaguri, who is actually the promoter of this particular Atlantic City, is here and has been able to actually take you around also the kind of engineering mystery that this place has really turned to. This project has actually saved the whole of Victoria Island and is standing on over 750 square kilometers, bigger than Victoria Island itself when it is eventually completed. This is just an example of what the private sector can really do to the Nigerian economy, and that's why we have made it possible that you should actually take a practical tour of how we can really move the Nigerian economy.
The Eco Atlantic City, a multi-billion-dollar project, is expected to accommodate over 150,000 residents and another 250,000 who would work and commute within the city daily. The project was conceived and initiated during the tenure of Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu to primarily protect Victoria Island from ocean surge and create prime real estate for immediate and future development. President Muhammadu Buhari, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and Governor Akinwunmi Ambode recently took turns to eulogize the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at 66. Speaking at the 10th Bola Ahmed Tinubu colloquium, President Buhari described Tinubu as a political patriot who had over the years invested in building people in creating future leaders.
I call on all Nigerians to join me in celebrating this man. Asiwaju is widely known as political strategist. But strategy is better unless wedded to a higher purpose than just itself. Here, Asiwaju also sets himself apart. I have come to see him as a man who cares about people and who is a fountain of ideas for economic of the common man and woman. He is a true humanitarian, and we appreciate his contributions to Nigeria's and African progress.
Commending the concept of the colloquium and describing the theme, investing in people, as apt, the President said the federal government over the last 2 years had initiated programs and policies that made direct impact on the people, adding that the nation can only grow when government invests in its people.
To accomplish our historic mission, we must invest in people. Here, I can say that the expenditures made by this government constitute investment in and for the people. We depend on the people to govern. This government recognizes this. Hence our investment in critical areas that touch the lives of people directly.
Also speaking, Vice President Osinbajo was proud to have garnered public service experience under Tinubu's tutelage as Governor of Lagos State. He noted that it was during that period that the foundation of current development ongoing in Lagos was laid.
I must again say and pay my deep respects to the man in whose honor we are gathered here, and for whom we gather practically every year to talk and advance ideas that we hope will shape our nation for the better. And I must say again that the Bola Tinubu colloquium still draws its thematic priority from the main focus of Bola Tinubu's life, the people. Not only is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu a man of the people, his life story in both public and private spheres tells of a fighter and a champion of people-oriented causes.
In his address, Governor Ambode said Tinubu's era as governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007 showed the depth of his governance capacity, adding that he had over the years sustained his relevance in the nation's polity.
It goes without any gainsaying that I join numerous others seated here or outside that have gained in the investment Asiwaju has made on people. I am grateful for that. His era as governor of Lagos State from 1999 to 2007 showed the depth of his governance capacity. After his gubernatorial years, he has continued to show pivotal leadership, particularly on the national stage. It is not for nothing that he is acknowledged for his defining role in the emergence of a progressive political party in Nigeria. I join all your admirers across the globe in wishing you more years ahead.
Responding, Asiwaju Tinubu thanked President Buhari and a host of dignitaries, including several governors, members of the National Assembly, ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, and other stakeholders for gracing the occasion.
Your Excellency, Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, Your Excellency, Vice President, and my co-conspirator, Yemi Osinbajo, and his wife, our dear Governor of Lagos State, Governor Akinwunmi and his wife. We can only say thank you. Your Excellencies, various governors, all of the governors from across the country, Kano, Kebbi, Kaduna, Imo, Jigawa, the diversity of Nigeria, all of you, the governors, thank you.
Governor Akinwunmi has again called for the granting of a special status to Lagos State in recognition of its position as the driver of the nation's economic growth. He was speaking at a state dinner in honor of President Buhari during his two-day official state visit. He expressed concerns that 26 years after the federal capital was relocated to Abuja, the state had been left without much-needed federal support.
Mr. President, it has become glaring that Lagos State cannot achieve this alone. Mr. President, 26 years after the federal capital was relocated from Lagos to Abuja, the state has been left without much federal support. Mr. President, Lagos State is the land of opportunities. We have so much untapped potential, and there are so many opportunities for economic, social, and cultural growth in our state. With this in mind, our government has decided to strategically focus on improving the ease of doing business, entertainment, sports, and tourism. Our operational model is a tripod of security, infrastructure, and job creation. Eminent Nigerians have called on the federal government to grant our state a special status. I recall that a bill seeking to accord it a special status has been rejected 3 times in the Senate, but we will never give up.
Why is this bill so high? What kind of stupid tax is this again?
Let me sit. Relax, Oni. It's just consumption tax.
What's that?
It's tax on this food.
Are you saying we have to pay for this food and pay for eating it again?
Remember when you had to go visit Mama and how Junior was enjoying the safe, smooth new roads?
Yes.
And do you remember when Nina was at the hospital, but she relaxed when we got to the hospital and noticed competent doctors working with an amazing facility?
What does that have to do with what I'm asking?
Tax did it. Our taxes did all of that.
Oh, tax did it.
Tax did it!
Let's pay our taxes so we all can grow together. You did it. Tax did it.
Our feature on Lagos Update this week. The Lagos State Employment Trust Fund.
Ambode matide, Akinwunmi matide. Hey, calm down. Hey, Ilu Eko. Lagos State. Eko máa tẹ̀síwájú ní lọ́lá Olúwa o. Gọ́vnà Ambode Kárígò. Eko. Eko ma eko. Gọ́vnà Ambode ti ṣe. Helicopter for medical emergency. Air condition BRT buses. Continuous development. Dr. Ambode Ọjọ́ta Oṣòdì, Láfíàjì, Victoria Island, Ìkòyí, Èbúté Mẹ́ta, Maryland, Badagry, Ẹ̀pẹ́, Surulere, Ìkòròdú, Agége, Ìyànà, Pájà, Ẹ̀gbẹ́dá.
My name is Adriel Jakpa, CEO, Knickknacks Granola Loves, where we manufacture and distribute healthy food and snacks across Nigeria. Granola is a breakfast cereal that is made from oats and then it's garnished with fruits, nuts and seeds gotten from Nigeria, from cashew nut, coconuts. This business started about 2.5 years ago with just 10,000 naira. And when I heard about the LSETF funding last year, 2017, I applied for it, and a few months later, I became a proud beneficiary of the maximum funding available. As a result of this, I was able to secure new facility, equipment. I was also able to get my NAFDAC number for all my products, and this has launched me onto the platform of supermarkets across Nigeria. It has exposed me to even to the export market, where people are contacting me and finding out how they can get my products in other countries. As a result of this initiative, I have been able to empower others. I currently employ 7 members of staff, part of whom are also part of the Ambode initiative, where I have interns from selected universities across Lagos who are working with me. We are doing our bit to contribute to nation building, growing Nigeria, and also empowering people out there. My name is Adriel Jakpa, CEO Knickknacks Granola, and this is my Ambode story.
This is designed to equip unemployed youth with required skills to make them globally competitive and employable. LSETF's target is to train 10,000 youth in the next 18 months to prepare them for employment in the construction, manufacturing, healthcare, entertainment, hospitality and tourism industries. Collaborating with the United Nations Development Programme in the Lagos State Employability Support Project, LSETF plans to increase the pool of skilled manpower to alleviate the acute shortages of employable labour in Lagos State.
First of all, I'm talking as a person. I'm actually happy as an individual. I mean, even whether I'm LSETF or not. And then secondly, I'm talking as a chairman of LSETF. And I'm actually happy that I have this opportunity to put hope in the lives of people. And I'm also happy not just because the over 500 are graduating. I'm actually even happier because before today, 20% had jobs. Today, because we gave out a call to action, and our interest is to get them jobs. It's not just to train. We had Construction Kaiser come in and offer 10 of them letters of employment on the spot. They had screened them. And then today, they're going to do additional search for 5 more. They brought in another company to search, and they're also looking out for good people. And for me, there's nothing more than everybody believing in this dream, that it's not just an LSETF idea. It's not just the governor of Lagos State's idea. It's a collective will to look for good people, that we have those, we're training people to be good, so we're not just training anybody, there's a whole curriculum to do that, and that you find here as a source of your talent pool, and we're also creating employment in the course of all that we're doing.
I got trained as a production assistant because of my passion for production and media field, and so that was the area where I got trained, and it was a great experience. 4 weeks of trying to work together with a whole lot of people, learning something more practical in the field where you already have an interest. So it was interesting for me.
Wow, it's been a lovely experience because I was able to grow in the knowledge of sound. I was able to know what it entails to be a good sound assistant, working with your boss who is already a professional, and also training and working under him to be able to become what he is, which is a sound engineer later on.
We actually, adopted the division of labor and specialization technique, where we have people split into different workflows. They're taught how to, put garments together, the components of the garments together, but not one person finishes it. We have a team of people that produce just one outfit. So that's what we did. We trained them to the standard way of, producing clothing.
The third strategy is Lagos Innovate, a series of programs designed for the benefit of technology and innovation-driven startups in the state, by providing access to high-quality infrastructure, learning, capital and networks. Lagos Innovates hopes to cement Lagos's position as the leading destination for startups in Africa. With Lagos Innovate, Lagos resident founders and operators of co-working spaces and innovation hubs will be able to apply for one of its first 3 programs, namely Workspace Vouchers, Hub Loans, and Event Sponsorship through open, merit-based online application processes. LSETF has been described as revolutionary. Come 2019, when the LSETF framework would be due for review, it is expected to have disbursed loans to at least 100,000 businesses with the overall target of creating at least 1 million jobs.